Good evening and welcome. So, we are going to continue the story of Shadowbringers, Final Fantasy expansion Shadowbringers. We started this a while back, and then things happened and all sorts of stuff, but now we're going to continue with where we left off, which is meeting Alphino. We're out in Calisia, and we're about to meet some people, some creatures, and yeah, let us enter New Game Plus mode, and then we can head across. I can't remember how to do New Game Plus. There we go, New Game Plus. Resume. Yes. Okay, we are in New Game Plus mode. Shadowbringers Part 1. We need to speak to Moshe Moa. Yeah. Hey, alright, here. It's a lot easier when you've unlocked everything already. Just go ahead and go straight to where you need to be. Yeah. There's Moshe Moa. No? There's a big storm happening outside at the moment. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshe Moa. This is my associate, Jamie. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Yeah? I loaded your lackey up with goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad, short blue hair. No? He said he had come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. I found it. Someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. Set up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of the town, and I shall take the west. Okay. Why walk when you can fly? This is where we did some blue mage training. Well, blue mage leveling. That's what I'm looking for. Search your surroundings for a male mistle with blue hair, short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect and inspect them with the left mouse button. Okay. Someone. Blue haired mistle. Hey bro, stay still. You have located your quarry. Jamie, any sign of him? Over there. With your keen eye, let us move in before he makes good his escape. Bruh.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Christarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
What do you mean? You know what to do.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
Bye.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
Nice voice, Alfie.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that? I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
This is so much easier with flight. Bruh, I flew here. How did you get here before me? That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Cough, Claxer. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I go get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Crystal. I was invited into Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, and when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out into the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Vorthry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Rejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the Godstad Ocean. From up here, up there? How were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it could have counted for much. It wouldn't have counted for much. Tripping over myself. Monstrous. Had the citizens condoned such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought. When Lord Forthry passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argue. In Yulmore, his word is law. Jamie is not impressed. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all of my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. First, we should convey Tristal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be put out of his chilly coastal air. The way into the city. How are we going to get into the city? Well, Alf knows on the case. He knows what he's doing. Pray, accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I will assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmore, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach. But since it's plain you set your minds on it, take this. Mr. Rob, how's it going? Long time no see. No, good. Doing a second run through of Final Fantasy. And this is Shadowbringers. That's where we are now. I played Fortnite last night. It was a disaster. How are things going on your side? Yeah, no, Fortnite didn't go very well. I probably could have put more effort into it, but I didn't. So I switched back to Final Fantasy instead. Star Rail's another Hoko something game. Honkai. Another gotcha game. Just let me know when you're on. I'll join you. What do you do in Hagen? What kind of game is it? Okay, I'll look it up. So no, like, pay to win. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've only really been playing. Oh, okay. I've only really been playing Final Fantasy. Okay. How does this mic sound, by the way? Got it yesterday. BlueStacks, that's an emulator. Oh, okay. Cool, I will. Cool. Okay, you must let me know when you're playing Fortnite again and I'll join you. The new one is quite, Zerable is very nice. I've only been playing Zerable when I do play it. Someday when you got time, you should have a look at Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, that's quite out of my time zone. That'll be probably Saturday weekend slot. You're 1800 now. But it says 1900. 9 hours behind. Cool. When's that due to come out? I saw one thing briefly, but not very much. Okay. Did you take part in the closed beta? Oh, okay. Did you tell them that you're a Genshin Impact addict? That's a shame. If it's coming out soon, then like a. Is that the previous game? Okay. They probably want some people with experience from the previous ones. Storm happening right now outside. It's carrying on with Tristal. Tristal. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Umoran elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place. Not with the city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. No rewards. Alphino weighs the brush you receive from Tristal, deep in thought. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristal has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, maybe you could pose as my assistant. Then it is settled. All we need to do now is to return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. artist and their assistant. Overshot it a little bit. Charger? Oh, ChatGPT. Yeah, it's their own Bing one. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum. And now we've a place for a painter, a plant. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. I can paint, portraits at least. Landscapes and still lives are so rarely commissioned these days. I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for it, though you'll note that it has seen no small amount of service. Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is the hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Well, this is my assistant. She whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I'll go with her, or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave her fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to your most sweet embrace. What do you think of ChatGPT? Townsfolk say nothing. Oh, mercy me, the mole. We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. I tried writing something with it and it looked like all it did was get Google search results.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Gilmore.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Yeah, some kids wrote the essay in using ChatGPT, and they got caught out for it. Apparently, they handed in the essay, and then the teacher put it into. This is what they say. I don't know the full truth or details of it. Is that they then asked ChatGPT if they had written the essay or not. ChatGPT said he had written the essay. It was quite interesting. Let's just check what these guys have to say. Gilmore, finally. Looks even grander from this angle. Hey, hey. Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as resident. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side. The passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice. Clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folk off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in Greytown, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, by all means, take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. That's pretty useful. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. I need to do that. Yeah, I think teachers are going to start using that more and more. Because kids are, if the kids can find a way to cheat, they're going to cheat. Cheat GPT. Welcome to you, more fortunate friends. May I have your names? I'm Alphino, an artist, and this is Jamie, my assistant. Ah yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yulmar are divided into two classes. They are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vorthree, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity of which you were chosen, in your case, painting pretty pictures. Sarcasm. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general laborer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually, Chinas and Dulai Chai, a mystical couple whom most refer to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility, for your own sake as much as theirs. Oh my god, seriously? That's pretty cool. Now a moment please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order, these are your registration documents. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be your Moran citizen. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. Papers, please. What have we here? Alphino, artist. Jamie, artist assistant. To be employed in the service of Lloyd Chambers and Lady Julia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Registration is hereby approved. I think it best we deliver you to the Chai residence before. Snip, snip. Oh dear. You smell hideous. How rude. Yes, Jamie, my point exactly. You crawl here through a ditch, like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Proceed directly to the delousery next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you are rinsed away the stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume. Liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Tri residence. I'm gonna guard it by the stairs. We'll give you direction. Cool, cool. Thanks for dropping by. Good chatting again. Let me know when you want to play Fortnite, and we can jam together. Play on the EU servers. Alphino says, I hadn't realized you were so aromatic. Okay, now we go to the next room. I have to say. We go to bathe in here then. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. What does Irina have to say? Do you resist the temptation to touch anything in here? Freedom's citizens become quite irate with us if their items reveal the slightest hint of a smudge on them when released from custom. Okay. Where am I to go? We have showered. Oh. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? It is not that to say, seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? Hurry up and Elisa would have been done drying her hair by now. Wouldn't she just? Very well. I shall endeavor to emulate her boldness, then courage. Courage, Alphino. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? What does this guy have to say? If you must know, I'm here to register this man as a bonded citizen. Instruct him in proper manners, of course. I can't have him embarrassing me before my peers. Okay. You do that. What does Alfie have to say? Only directions to the Shires. Looking to present yourselves to the Shires, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters. And above that, you've got the canopy, where the free citizens of Yuma spend their days. If you want to find your new patrons, you need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's parlor. They'll all be in there, like it's not. Seriously. That's pretty cool. I like your name as well. That is actually really cool. Thanks for letting me know that. I'm just a small, like, little guy playing through the MSQ again. Zepplin's live right now. But how are you doing? Thanks for popping in. What did that guy say? Just keep going. That's seriously cool to hear. Thanks. I'm going around and I wanted to hear what each of these people has to say. Canopy is designed to be a pleasurable space in which free citizens might spend their time. So mind yourself, I will not hesitate to remove you at the first hint of incivility. That's where I'm going. Do you play Final Fantasy yourself if you watch all those streamers?
Then
Boys. Maybe close your mouth.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis she who best understands my work. With her unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than her being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city she has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for her priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
Oh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have her wish. She shall be free to roam to our heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
Now you have the opportunity to experience Yulmul. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. I'm wandering around the market stalls they have. Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with friendly visitors. I would appreciate, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. Sure, buddy. Do you know what I'm gonna do? In the canopy. Okay. Thought I was gonna go outside. Oh, hello there. Fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Well, it's lovely to make your acquaintance. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wandering, would you? Big strong lad, long hair, tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I dropped my handkerchief. And now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Get the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Oh, there's another person to talk to. Who is this? Just remember to come back there. Wicked White, that was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, see. And the wind must have blown it over the edge. But luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. Risk your life for a scrap of cloth? You must think highly of your mistress. She's my entire world. Without her, I am nothing. When I first came to Yulmul, I thought only of improving my lot in life. There was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind, and I can think of no other place in Pelusia where I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, should you come with me to meet my lady? Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to the generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Where's my clumsy feet? I must return to her immediately. What's Connor do? My attendant told me everything. I'm so grateful you were here. You were there to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. Oh, my attitude is not unusual, I assure you. Without the efforts of our bonded residents, we free citizens would not enjoy the pleasures of our daily lives. They are deserving of our unending gratitude. May happen in another society, our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Yulmore, the most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasant. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortune. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy a tranquil existence. Kind of sounds like Star Trek economics. Economics. When there's no scarcity, everyone thrives. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my Egypt. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course. Our courageous messenger turned rescue. Okay, before we start this one, I'm going to run to the bathroom quickly. Right, carry on. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work and duty. So the city, is it? Then you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Sister Bee usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. The person in shout chat that is totally spamming the FC. So that goes downstairs, goes outside. Yeah, I do think it is outside. Or not. What does Renda Sue have to say? The view is absolutely gorgeous, wouldn't you agree? How generous of Lord Vorthree to allow the deserving to take part in it. I'll take one. Okay, went all the way around in a big circle. I guess over there. There's the lift operator. More of that. Oh, it's on the complete opposite side. What does Sasha Ray have to say? Marry me and you shall have everything you could wish for. Oh, what a sweet talker. You, Menard, what do you have to say? Clarify. All of the employees here are termed honeybees, but you don't all serve patrons. I'm just security. Okay. Strictly speaking, we're not meant to be serve bonded citizens. But come back after our business hours and I'll slip you something. We all need to pick me up once in a while, right? This is the beehive, darling. Living in luxury does become ever so dull after a time, so we specialize in providing the little sting of excitement that our customers crave. I want to speak to everybody. I'm not sure how you found your way in here. Perhaps you'd best find your way out again. Douchebag. Hey, Krasna, what do you have to say? You there. I need you to fetch my honeybee. Which honeybee? Don't be daft. The only person here is as attractive as me, of course. These people are not very nice. Go on, take a little turn up on the stage. This is the beehive. If you're not drinking, then you should be dancing. Good booze and even better view. What more can a man ask, right? Okay, let's carry on with the mission. Oh wait, didn't say hi to Bailey. Bailey. If you've ever met the Queen Bee, our manager, you should count yourself lucky. He really shows himself, but he has an almost natural knack of knowing what's to mind. Okay. Hey, sweetie. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone. Seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day? I could tell at a glance when folk were new to our happy colony. The nervous fluttering, you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at ease, eh? Quick game of high or low. Simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor, within reason, of course. Open interested? Ready for a game of high or low then? Let's play. Good, we hit. Now, don't sound like the president, I say. Because it's like the going into the treasure map places. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over and I flip 2 of mine. Oh. What's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? Total. Higher or lower? You're going with lower then, right? Let's see what we got. My card adds up to 18 and you have a total of 19. You lose. Oh, sorry, honeybee, but this match goes to me. Let's play a game. Okay, we're not playing again. Had enough for now. Fine. I'll be sitting right here should the mood strike me. Oh, you actually have to win. Oh. It's gonna take forever, man. Okay, it didn't take forever. I exaggerated. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I concede defeat at this point. But what do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about that favor. Why? Oh, well, would you look at that? I think you got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, and as is the prize I promised. Come whisper in my ear then, and don't be shy. Tell old sister what she can do for you. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then what is it? Then what is it you shall have? And then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vorthry was born with the power to command them, which means no Yulmoran need ever raise a weapon in defense of it. Was that the kind of thing that you wish to know? The itch still needs scratching. You might get a few words out of Athan over there. There's naught that Mary Sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. Was that new to Yulmo, is there? Ah, only just arrived and really looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. You up on the stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. I hope they do this to male characters as well. Oh, the mainstay. No, no. That's part of it. Don't make no Jamie dance. She's not a puppet for you. Now that was a show. You're welcome to climb up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Umoran army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us. Oh, around 20 years ago, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way with the East, turns them docile as house cat. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to you, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere, there are still fools who insist on fighting the losing battle. Ah, toast Lord Voltry. We gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chives and Alphino will be expecting a return. Okay. There's an enraged person. Another FC that was being blasted in Limsa. Oh, you've returned from your joint around the city, have you? So soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alpino has yet to put brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told. Or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me. The last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. Truly you are a handsome boy. However am I to decide. I don't recall this part of the artistic process. Exactly. The lad's an artist, dear. It's not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not... That is to say, as long as you... just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if it's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. What do you say, darling? So, shall we pick up some jewelry next? Completed with no reward. Alphina. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your exploration. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Running down the stairs. Did we ever get the sightseeing log here? Oh, there's a nut board here. Kind of weird. Oh no, we didn't get it. Okay, what has Chadrick got to say? We will many fine soldiers here at headquarters. Our army is made up of both free and bonded citizens, but all are dedicated to protecting Yulmore and its people's interests. Hey Colden. If you're wondering about all the storage rooms here, one of the army's responsibilities is to ensure that all the staple goods and resources are accounted for and stored securely. Where am I supposed to be going? Shy Set, what have you got to say? Look around all you like, whatever you do, don't lock me in here when you leave. Okay. Juliana, what do you have to say? I haven't seen you around before. Are you a needy bonded citizen? You're here to fetch something. You want to speak with Shy Sats in the storage room, I believe. What I actually want to know is where to go. Oh, sniff. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me. Please, I need your help. My throat is... I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting any better. Patron thinks I'm no use to him, and then... I need to sneak out of to the derelicts and describe my condition to Rich. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of mold to pay for his meal. Pay for his medicine. Please, I have no one else to turn to. Sure, let's go do that. Much easier when you got everything unlocked. Hee, you need medicines, tonics, potions. A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No, no medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even when the voice may never heal completely. Hee, poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder, or simply silence her chirps? Oh, your face, you didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even those corpses. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest, gone. Town of nightmares it is. Not for the ship's rats. Ship's rat? No, no. I am content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, I have my own. Good lad. Good day. My medicine? Telling stories again, Jamie. So that's it. What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So you've been suffering all this time? I am sorry, my pet. I didn't realize your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trilling by casting you out into the street. You are too kind, sir. What am I use if I cannot sing? The other day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vorthry and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness, will your soul ring out clearly once again. Or mayhap you think it's a step too far? No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why? I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent, and shepherd them unto celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vorthry that we learn this truth. It is through Lord Vorthry's grace that the free people of Yormor are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment. At last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within the host, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vorthry truly is a great man, isn't he? Now, if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. How's that little nod there? Good to see you back. If you're taking so long, I began to worry something had happened. I began sketching an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chairs appear otherwise occupied. Will you share with what your investigations have gleaned from thus far? So, Lord 43 boasts a manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That will explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizens. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remarks. So many folk have entered the city over the years. Then where did they go? I take my eye off you for 1 minute, so you're chatting away with an assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done, then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Shire, you stated this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seems to me that a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. The spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees to make people cry out in amazement. Now, fetch a blank canvas and... I say, did that come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall, Jeez, I can't talk. And all who would watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. And malcontent, how dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of their emergent, the level above us where Lord 43 resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. Crown lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle then. We're in the crowd up there? Yes.
That's him. That's Vorthri. He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Yulm is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
'Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmor?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
Oh, Jamie's getting pissed off.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmor. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
I'm better dressed than some of those people are.
Did that little worm just insult me?
Yes, he did.
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Look who it is. Forgive me. In my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again. Though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that a little battle against the Sin Eaters find few allies in Pelusia. I'll accompany you back to the Mysterium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Kaisha. Kaisha, I have done you a grave service. You were hungry and desperate and offered you a solution without once considering the risk inherent in your accepting it. If I had but known the price, you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Vorthree wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I'm certain we can find work for you there, if you're willing. No. That would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking, learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you will be careful. The Morans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry, and you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Elf! Sir Elfino! Lord and Lady Chai. What in the blazes did you do? They have an entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Elfino. Now I had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I'll speak with Lord Vorthree and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I'm sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray, press me no further. We are leaving, but I'll not presume to take the garments you were so kind to prepare for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. and I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come visit. I will return, I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the first are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Warthry and his subjects. Come, we will speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. It's far from over. I wish to go down there. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? He said. Hey Ellie, what do you have to say? I see that you've reunited with my brother as well. I'd really love to hear how that story went. No. I'm told you and Alpha carried out the scheme to infiltrate Yulmore. I would ask that you thought of its base amusements, but I doubt you're eager to relive the experience. Ah, it is good to be back amongst friends. Not to mention my dear sister. I've not seen her for some time, but I gather she is as keen to press on with our plans as I am. And you've been quite a lot of first yourself now, more than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss what must be done.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, It guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told, Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparation. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Sensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Oh, rough. Let's do that. Ooh. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. That's okay, thanks. But you guys carry on. You carry on ahead of it. You go on. I'll give that one a skip. Hallminster Switch is past these gates and through the woods. It's not exactly a near neighbor of the Crystarium, but as you occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a storm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villages, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have a good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. How convenient. Seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. What does not simply slay a warden? Has it not told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. They can be struck down, but its essence won't dissipate like weaker of kind. Vile ether will bellow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordswoman, perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Ah, well, you can lead a particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guard stand down and allow us to engage this leader as Ethan's clerk. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. So what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Levelers, Captain Liner, and last but not least, Warrior of fucking Darkness. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. A formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. We'll be doing this in trust, and we'll obviously... Oh wow. Sorry, Lena, but this is how it's going to be. Really want Alize. Sorry, Lena. I'm level 6. How rude.
So be it.
They are dead. Let's move along swiftly. There's no damage if it's not up.
Let's give them a show!
You know, why did you go to the other side of the arena? Heals, please. That was done. No! Opener, 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 opener. Before it crawled across into that. That was my fault.
Leave the healing to me.
Ran out.
I'll handle the healing.
Thanks, Ellie. Hello?
On guard.
Leave the healing to me.
can still fight.
Joey. Ellie, you've got to hit hard then. Murder.
On guard!
Let us proceed. I've done this so many times when I was leveling trust.
On guard!
That's all I am in everybody. What do we do this from the other side?
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
The light wasn't gone. I can't scarce believe it. Very well. Very tasty. That is it. It's no less than what I expected, but well done. Now, how does this get back into...
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you. Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
Scar. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people?
If they'd done this during the day and like nothing happened.
You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The
legends are true.
my lord.
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will.
I hate you so fucking much.
I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first. On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Now, as for how we proceed from here. Villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting the situation for the moment. I spoke, I was far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. Spare and wonder if the warrior of darkness has come. This to be expected. Jamie, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as a legendary warrior of darkness, I fear that, no matter how good your intention, such an appearance will throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the exile, though my concerns are more focused on Newmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile, when we see how Vorthri responds to all this. Yes. My thanks. We cannot freely celebrate your success. Pray, allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of the joy you surely brought into every year. Now ask the same discretion of you, Captain. It's my intention to share with our people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of Sin Eater. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Horde, has since departed for parts unknown. Yes? As you wish, my lord. Being shun from mystery is nothing new, and I'll encourage folk not to question this either. Although, I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day. I don't know if I'm tired or what, but I'm being more emotional than I did the first time I did this. With that settled, I shall return to Mysterio and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploit. And to think, you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after you have done today, but can I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the pendants? Please let Braggy know that you're bringing in a number of injured, and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium. Slowly. Mind. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the exile. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on and stuff. Oh, Ali. We already went through the village top to bottom that day. We should all take months to rest, you included. I knew one of the eaters, and I can't rest. Not now. So please, I wish we left alone for a while, and that means you as well, Jane. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. Of course, Ellie. Promise to find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The XR speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. And then this day breaks. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duties to Braggy, I suggest you do the same. Keep well, Jamie. I hope untroubled dreams find you. Let's say both. Braggy's the big guy. Rothgar? Whee! Splat. Hi, what can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern? Like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the window. Hang on a moment. If you carry messages for the crowd, does that mean you're there then? Battle of Holbenster. So it looks like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs. Make yourself known. I'm sure Glenard will introduce you to some interesting opportunities. Dinner. More beer for table 2, and a couple of pints of mead for table 3, while you're at it. Be right up. Sorry, we rushed up our feet today, miss. Can I get you anything? Drinks are in the house. Oh, that Braggy has a twisted sense of humor. Ah ha ha, to think he's sending you to me at a time like this. First real night in near 100 years has folk all riled up and then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Holminster Switch. They say old Lightwood destroyed without a damn trace, and it was a warrior of darkness who did the deed. I really must apologize for Bernard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance was the spark to their kindling. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Aye, they swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Holminster for proof of that. Attacks on that scale don't happen every day. Praise the blessed shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why. Every now and again an eater will leave a pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road. Your luck is foul. They are a danger to everyone, so the settlement council put the bounties on their heads. And our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the warden slaying, even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays. Class of eater that have been dubbed cardinal virtues. The virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by the survivors, apparently they shared an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. If that doesn't send a chill down your spine, also reported to be as tough as light water. Not the kind of prey you can take down single hand. I missed it. What did that say? That human over there will be an oversized sword. His grandson. He's in it for revenge. He wants to recruit a comrade in arms, tenacious he is. The Mistle lad is Lurie. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard as a hunter as they cut. He has lost a partner and seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Seren. Word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue. Last we have Giot, dwarf and drunken both. Once joined forces with a healer, and only a healer. Something about needing a mender's wisdom. I see my share of competent veterans, and you have a look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a pardonable virtue. Now there's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar will be earned if you boast the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. Yeah, we've done all the job quests. Alright. I think that's enough. Let's just finish this. That's enough for tonight. I've got a feeling it's not going to be enough for tonight. I've got a feeling that we're going to have a visitor. Welcome back, miss. I wonder if anyone can sleep within the city in such an uproar. But will you be retiring to your quarters? Yes, I will. Very good. In light of the present, I've had an illumination prepared for all our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest. It's the odd bit. Hey, Boris, you did that.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out. Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden.
I went to Armarang first and then to Yulmore. Oh, ew. There's the glitch. Whoopsie. They assume that you go to Alphino first.
Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. She's here. I must go to her.
intruders! Fan out and find them!
Justinian!
Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Okay, I'm gonna head to bed. It was a very interesting night. This is my house. My house, my chocobo, my striking dummy, my thing that does that noise thing. Pond and bamboo trees. Outside deck for having morning tea. And breakfast. We have supper inside. Supper and lunch I had at this table here. Then dessert is had over there. Hello. Then we've got a hot tub over here. Ooh. Music machine. And downstairs bedroom. Alright. Thanks to people that popped by. Thanks Rob. See you again. And yeah, we'll carry on with this another time. Cheers.